Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here, man. It's the top of the morning, man. Get your cup of coffee, go out and get it this morning. Get your workout if you can, do what you got to do. It's Saturday morning. Look, man, USCJ got to come to you this morning, man. USCJ got to come to you this morning because I had a little situation, man. And here's the situation, man. This thing really began to, it kind of hit me this morning as it relates to us moving to the Big Ten. And I couldn't help but to go back, and I had to reflect this morning, man. I really had to reflect. And me being from the West Coast, me growing up on the West Coast, I realized that, not only did my local recreational center, different places that I grew up watching football and playing football, help shape me into, the love of the game and loving football. But then not only that, the Pac-12 as a whole, just seeing some of the rivalries, the Arizona States, man, the Cows, all these good teams that back in the day that we all grew up, most of us on the West Coast knowing these teams, man. And then not only that, most of my friends, they played all over the Pac-12, man. Had buddies that played in the Rose Bowl with Ryan Leaf at Washington State, buddies that played at Washington, buddies at, USC. Stanford. A lot of my buddies play at Stanford. I mean, I just begin to reflect this morning, and it's kind of a bittersweet thing, man. You guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think, man. So I kind of wanted to use this day, with this video actually, just to do a small reflection, maybe 5 minutes, because I mean, this thing is really starting to hit home, and just to think that some of those teams, some of these matchups that we've grown to see, and we know that they hadn't been as powerful and as impactful as they used to be. But man, when you really start thinking, I start thinking about the Arizona State teams, man, like with Jake the Snake, man, Plummer, man, you had Pat Tillman, man, you had all these different players, man. Even you look at the Arizona teams, man, I remember Chris McAllister, the great defensive back, man, and I mean, I'm just going down the line, even with Oregon State, man. You remember they had Chad Johnson and T.J. Husmanzada, great running back Steven Jackson, that came out of there. Even with Washington State, man, like I said, Ryan Leaf, then my buddy Torrey Holloman played there, man. And even when I go back to look at and reflect back on even schools like Washington, I look at the great Napoleon Kaufman, man, that came out of the University of Washington. Look at Bean O'Brien, who came from the Los Angeles area. Looking up to those guys, man. Rashad Sheed is from the Los Angeles area as well, playing at Washington, man. Great running backs like Corey Dillon at Washington. And then and my buddy Terry Holloman that played at Washington. I mean, my buddy Jeremiah Farms that played at Washington. It's just, you just start to reflect and you start to think back on this stuff, man. And it's just you kind of get a little, your emotions get in it because, California, most of us know this. California represents really the whole Pac-12, man. Especially the whole California, man. And so when you think of a conference, you think of California, you think of the Pac-12. And I don't ever remember any team, any conference that has really one state. I mean, you got the Washingtons, you got the Arizonas, you got the Nevada, you got surrounding, you got the Oregons, you got surrounding areas that support the conference. But as a whole, California, the state is split up, and as a result, you make one conference, and so all that talent is just spread between all those, all the different teams. And man, when I just really kind of reflect back and I think about the Pac-12 as a whole, and just even Cal, man, you look at the Marshawn Lynch, the Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Jackson, man, you look at all these, Stanford, man. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, Richard Sherman. You start thinking about, you really start reflecting on some great players, man. The Pac-12 has not always been this down. And so when I look at this stuff, man, and I really reflect back, man, it really, you get emotional, man. But this is a power move. This is something that USC, UCLA had to do. I was reading an article this morning, the Pac-12, which said the Pac-12 had its chances. It had its chances to go ahead and restructure the contract. In fact, I just found out that the contract is actually up. So they could have renewed some things. They could have got some things in order, but because of poor leadership, they failed to get this thing in order. Now we're starting to see traditional matchups really just being done away with, man. It really is. It's kind of hard to think that, we're no longer going to play some of these schools, man. I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable, man. And you guys hit me in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this, man. Like, share, subscribe, USC J32. And so I'm reading this morning, and now it looks like Notre Dame, looks like their hand is about to be forced, man. They're going to even have to make a decision because it looks like the ACC is about to just be, the Pac-12 and the ACC both about to be just obliterated, man. So you guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. In fact, it says here, insiders, check this out. It says insiders say the SEC will become a mega conference with 20 plus members. And I told you guys this. I said the SEC, when that guy was talking about getting his own playoff, he meant what he was saying. And I believe some Pac-12 insiders knew the same thing. And I believe that they recognized how sensitive the situation was and how dire the situation was becoming. As a result, you see us making these moves. And when they talked about getting their own playoff, it was time to make a move. And I sounded the alarm. I said, listen, I don't understand what's happening with the Pac-12 commissioner. And he hadn't been on the job that long. But when you have another commissioner, which is Greg Sankey from the SEC, when he starts making these comments, it's time to sound the alarm. And so you really didn't hear a whole lot of stuff about that. And so now you're seeing that the SEC is really about to show their whole hand too, because they started it with Missouri and started it with Texas A&M. And so now they added Texas, and then they added Oklahoma. And so we kind of seen it then. So we should have started really making moves and really started sounding the alarm. But now you wanted to wait till it's too late. So USC and UCLA had no choice. They're going with the Big Ten and had to go with a conference that's offering $1 billion. They said it's $1 billion upward of $1 billion that this thing is going to be done. As far as the TV contract, and it looks like USC and UCLA gonna have some big time money coming in, man. So you guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. And so the SEC is looking to add. It's saying Clemson. I just read this morning. Possibly Clemson, UNC, Florida State, UNC being North Carolina, and Virginia. So I don't. I mean, you gonna leave out Miami? That's kind of weird. I mean, that's kind of strange. I mean, I don't know North Carolina State, where they gonna go. I mean, you got Duke, you got all these other schools where they're just destroying. People when greed takes place, and it started with the SEC, the good old boy system. They had a monopoly on. They tried to have a monopoly on this thing. As a result, you forcing everybody else's hand because nobody wants to get lost in the sauce, right? Nobody wants to get lost in the sauce. So the Pac-12, ultimately, they're going to do what's best for them. USC and UCLA, they're going to do what's best for them. It's kind of like every man for themselves, man. When you start seeing people dropping like flies and when you start seeing revenue going in a certain direction, and so, now you see the Pac-12, only making, $30-some million last year opposed to, like the Big 12, the Big 10, with like 100 million. I mean, the Pac-12 was like last in the revenue, man. I mean, it was just really didn't even make that much money during the COVID year at all because of all the stuff that was going on, So you guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. So I continue to read this morning, and it appears too, the Big 12, it says here, the Big 12 may be aggressive and look to add Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. So I mean, that Colorado used to be in the Big 12. So they're essentially they're about to go back. So man, you guys hit me in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think about this, man. This is really, it's a bittersweet thing. It's a new journey for the USC Trojan family as well as UCLA. We're gonna take on a whole new task. And yeah, we're going to be doing some traveling. But here's the thing. I seen with Notre Dame, their hand may be possibly being forced. And so it looks like I seen with Brady Quinn, the old Notre Dame quarterback. He mentioned this morning, he mentioned in the article that I was reading the best interest for Notre Dame should be to get in the conference, but not only get in the conference, but get in the Big Ten conference. Yeah, I mean, you close in proximity. You close right there to you in Indiana. I mean, you're in the Big Ten region, the Big Ten area, man. So why not? And then of course you're going to continue to play USC. I mean, they've already confirmed that those two are going to still. They've been playing since what, I think 1925 or something like that. So you guys hit me in the comment section. So what do you think, Notre Dame? What do you think they should do? Notre Dame, should they go to the SEC? Because it looks like that it's possibly going to a two-man conference. I mean, I know the Big 12 it said in here in this article that the Big 12 is looking to be aggressive, get Arizona State, Colorado, Arizona, and Utah. But I mean, I don't think that's enough to compete with what the SEC has going on and what the Big 10 has going on. You guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think, man. So listen, man, this is really, it's a bittersweet thing, man. And all those old matchups that I grew up watching, that I used to watch some of my favorite players like Napoleon Kaufman when he was at Washington. He was one of my favorite running backs, man. I mean, absolutely love that guy, man. And even though he was with Washington, but he was from Longport, California, man. He's that Washington has some good teams, man, and they have some powerhouse teams, and most of their players were from California, just like most of the Pac-12. And so you even remember Oregon having some great teams, Marcus Mariota, and it goes way back. It's a bittersweet, man. So you guys hit me in the comment section. USC's doing and UCLA's doing what's best for them, and I think as a result, let me tell you this, and I kind of mentioned it yesterday. I think if Oregon and Washington, I've seen where they applied to get in the Big Ten. However, the Big Ten has put them on hold because the article said that they're waiting on Notre Dame's response. So they're kind of on hold right now. But now, if Notre Dame responds, my question is, are they going to choose Washington or Oregon? Which one are they going to? One of them is going to leave out. But But my thing is this: you guys hit me in the comment section. You tell me what you think. It will benefit us if Washington and Oregon comes for this simple reason. And I'm not trying to promote Oregon at all. Don't get me wrong. I think for this simple reason, it would eliminate some of our travel if we can play UCLA, Washington, and Oregon on a regular basis. That'll be, if it's a 10. I'm just saying, if it's a 10-game season, that'll be 3 games less that we have to do all this traveling, because it is going to be some traveling, man. So you guys hit me in the comment section. Tell me what you think, and it depends how they structure each of the schedule. Hopefully they're smart, and hopefully all of this stuff has been talked out through conference commissioner from the Big Ten, and just to kind of get some type of agreement, because it's going to benefit them for getting this LA market brand. So you're going to have to give up some things to gain some things. You're not going to just come in here and just say, oh, you're going to take all of our stuff and then we're going to have to do all this traveling. No, you're going to have to kind of meet us. You're going to kind of have to meet us halfway to try to see if we can make sure we work everything out so it's going to benefit. And so our student athletes won't be just tired. They still got work to do, homework and all those type of things, man. So we want to keep all that stuff in the proper perspective, man. You guys hit me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. And I told you guys yesterday, it's an agreement that they're still going to play UCLA, still going to play Notre Dame. And it looks like the Big Ten championship is going to be held at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, which is incredible. So, this is a new journey. And I think if these schools don't get allowed, Washington and Oregon, I think this is going to be a major power play as it relates to recruiting for USC and UCLA. And I haven't heard too many people talk about it, because I feel like once that happens, if that particular thing happens, this is what I think is going to happen. I think all California athletes, if they want to stay and continue to play big time football, and Oregon and Washington are unable to come, I feel like those big time players in the state of California are going to either flock to USC or UCLA and say to themselves that they could still play big time football with Ohio State, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, all those, Michigan State, all those schools, man, Penn State. And so I'm about to get out of here, but let me give you USC's record just to comfort some of you guys' heart. USC's record all time against the Big Ten. Every Big Ten team, this is USC's record right here. USC played against Illinois, 11-2. USC against Indiana. They 4-0. This is all time. USC's all time record. USC against Iowa 7-3. USC against Maryland 0-0. They never played Maryland. USC against Michigan all time 6-4. USC against Michigan State 4-4. USC against Minnesota 6-1. USC against Nebraska 4-0. USC against Northwestern 6-0. USC against Ohio State 13-10. So we up on Ohio State. USC against Penn State 6-4. 6-4. USC against Purdue 3-1. USC against Rutgers 0-0. Never played Rutgers. USC against UCLA. Of course, you know we played UCLA plenty of times. 49-33. USC against Wisconsin 6-1. So you see, we're not behind the 8 ball against nobody, man. I mean, our record against everybody in the Big Ten is a good record. So man, you guys hit me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. How do you guys really feel, man? Are these emotions coming out? How are you feeling about this, man? I mean, has it hit you? Has it really hit you yet? Like it hit me? It hit me, but I understand the business move. Sometimes you got to understand that some things going to hurt, but you got to keep it moving because this is going to be the best. This is going to be the benefit. It's going to benefit you and your product that you're putting on the field, man. And so listen, you guys hit me in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Happy Saturday to everybody, man. God bless. Fight on, fight on, fight on.